The GM, another Cade Klubnik video. Cade Klubnik Part 2. We're going to Stanford. We saw 3 games so far. He barely underthrew that ball, guys. That was a very bad underthrow. Now, what did we see so far, right? We saw one back shoulder throw. We saw we saw 3 or 4 missed interceptions. He's really throwing the ball one speed. He does have some touch passes in there, though, which is positive. His ball tends to sail on him, which for a 6'2" and under quarterback is negative. Okay, he severely underthrew that ball. Now, you can't make much of one play. You need to look at every play. Does the throw match the play? There's positives in his game. He stood in the pocket, took some hits. He seems like a straight line runner, guys. He's not really a dual threat, an honest dual threat runner. Okay? I mean, you could see the moves, are non-existent on this play, obviously. But we need to look at all his running plays. If you're looking to recreate Bo Nix, that's another bad underthrow, guys. Okay, obviously he was wide open. That should have been a touchdown. This is the 3rd play in, guys. At least he's trying to take, he made the completion. But that's a severely underthrown ball. That should have been a touchdown. Now, are we trying to recreate Bo Nix? Bo had more touch on the ball. That would have been a touchdown with Bo. Okay. I don't like Bo Nix, especially in New York. He would have been a disaster. You saw how he was when he came to New York. He was a disaster. If you're looking for a game manager, we went through this with Sanchez and a great roster. We really would like an elite quarterback prospect for once. He's sailing the ball too, guys. Again, I'm not pre-watching this and then tell you. That's 2 in a row he threw high. Okay. The athleticism is there. I mean, he does show toughness in the pocket, guys. He does. Okay, which is a positive. Okay. I did see him take 2 hits already. The timing throws are non-existent. The anticipation throws are non-existent. There you go. That's a attempted back shoulder throw. Interference or not, he still only has 1 completion in 3 games. Now, did you guys see Talon Green play in the snow, guys? Would you like to see Klubnik play in the snow? Talon Green lit it up in the snow. I mean, I see what you're trying to do, but you came from Denver, and they have an incredible roster, and they're trying to use him as a game manager with a game. This is not good, guys. Okay, that's another deep ball. That's an interception. He sailed it. He tried to get it in a tight window. He doesn't have the arm talent to make that throw, guys. Hate to break it to you. He's not a huge arm talent quarterback. We really would have liked an on-talent quarterback, okay? Now he's just throwing it up. That's another possible interception. Now he's trying to do a lot of what Mendoza does, is throw it up for his players to make a play. That's not a football quarterback, guys. Okay, anybody could do it. The NFL does it with quarterbacks to keep it honest. Okay, but to do it consistently, he's just throwing it up there for his receiver to make a play. Now, so far in this game, I haven't seen anything at all draftable. If anything, it's been totally opposite. You're not watching film, guys. Everybody, what they do is they go pick 3, 4, 5 plays, say, oh, look how great the quarterback is. I see a major positive is him staying in the pocket and taking a hit. He's living in these tight windows too against Stanford. Okay? Try it against, a top level NFL defense. I mean, he sails a lot of balls, but if you're a Jet fan, you should remember Geno Smith sailed quite a few balls his first couple of years as a Jet, and he figured it out when he went away. Okay, so is it correctable? Yes. Is the work ethic there? I can't talk to the quarterback. I can't talk to the quarterback, so I can't tell you these things. But from what I'm seeing, that ball was a little bit behind him, guys. It should have been caught, but it should have been, it was behind him. And that's another back shoulder throw attempt. At least he was close. Is the timing there? I don't judge back shoulder throws as NFL draftable plays also, guys. That's a practice throw. You do a lot of pick plays, too. Now, I'm confused. The offensive coordinator normally likes taller quarterbacks from what I've seen. He studied the Chicago Bears offense. Is he trying to... He stood in the pocket and took a little bit of a hit, right? That's a positive. Okay, are they trying to recreate the Chicago Bears? He sailed it again, guys. Okay, is he trying to recreate the Chicago Bears quarterback? Another dropped interception, but this one was under pressure. Need to look at all of this over again, guys. Are we watching tape? Seriously. That's a practice timing play. That's number one. At least he's trying it. It's not on Simpson's film at all. Okay, the decision making was good. He threw it away. That's fine. And you need to look at it all different views. This kid's not even getting past the first view with me, I'll be honest. Okay? Yeah, he took a hit, delivered a ball. That's a positive. He did it 3 times so far. This is his 4th game. That's the one thing I'll give him for sure. Okay? The kid has guts. He sailed another one. Those are going to lead to interception, guys. Again. Now, it could be, I think that one was miscommunication. I'm not going to blame it on him. Another tip ball. Short quarterback, I think that's his 3rd in 4 games, which isn't that bad. What bothers me is sailing the ball, guys. He threw it away again, which is fine. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. He threw it up there for his very nice touch on the throw, guys. He's definitely a mixed. He has a couple of negatives. He has positives. He's all over the place. The touch on that throw was okay. I mean, that was very nice. He's hit again and delivers a touchdown. Definitely a mixed bag of goods, guys. He definitely took the hit. You know, he's throwing it up there. You can't blame him for it being underthrown, obviously, right? The throw match to play, guys. This is definitely a mixed bag of goods. You know, the coachability, you need to work on him sailing these balls. That's a footwork issue. His feet look different throwing left and throwing right. Okay, back foot throwaway again. That's his third throwaway in one game. Is it a positive? Yes, I believe so. Now, you see what I'm saying about throwing it up for the receiver to make a play? You know, he's definitely trusting his players to make plays for him, guys. Okay? Uh, which is something you need to look at. You know, how much of it is he doing himself? You know, we do see him throwing it up so his receiver can make a play. I hold that against a quarterback because that's where you could see different levels of support. He rushed it, he completed it, that was good, slight pressure. Okay. North Carolina State, this is the third game. Here we go, straight line runner. Does he have speed? He's okay. He's a decent athlete, you know. He's definitely not Lamar Jackson, let's put it that way. He's definitely not Joe Flacco either. It's a design play, you know, which is fine. Okay. A little bit of touch. We seeing the entire route tree? I'm not seeing that yet, guys. Okay. No, as I said, I break down quarterbacks in different levels. First, I start by looking at every play to see certain particular things that I'm looking for in a quarterback. Some of them might never ever get it to, you know, the second part of a breakdown. That's one of his highlights, okay? That's an extension play, which you got to give him credit for. Wasn't the hardest play. The guy was wide open, but you definitely, you know, yeah, he has two, I believe, continuation plays from pressure. I'm not talking about the pocket ones where he's hit. I'm talking about leaving the pocket and continuing on to make a play. A lot of this is just overmatched teams also. Clemson's just better than the opposition. You have to take that, you know, you got to remember, you're bringing Klubnik up uh, 3 levels, okay? I consider the NFL 2 levels. You know, you're bringing him up high end college defense, low-end NFL defense, and high-end NFL defense. Okay, is what he's doing going to work? Some of what he does going to work versus the NFL high-end defenses? I was slightly underthrown again, guys. Should have taken it out to the left. It should have been caught. Very nice, okay. I mean, it should have been caught, but he should have taken him out to the left. Again, pressure, guys. There you go. This is one thing that's very impressive with this quarterback, okay? I'm going to go back to both plays. Now, I nitpick at everything, guys. I do. I mean, because if you want to draft the right quarterback, you can't miss. Okay? Two things. A very nice touch on the ball while under pressure. That's a positive. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. Simpson can't do this. Okay? I had Simpson as undraftable. His deep ball, he tends to underthrow some. I'd like to see him throw to open space more often. He should have led. It should have been caught the previous play. Okay? But I would like for him to throw it a little bit more to the left consistently. Now, he's not scoring high on level of support and level of competition, guys. That's something that I put into all quarterbacks. That should have been caught. It matters. It does matter because if you're jumping up a kid from, BYU's level of competition that year to the NFL, you'll see why most of these quarterbacks fail. Okay? I wish he had this one. Now, it's a timing thing. He needs to get rid of it quicker. He needs to stop the rollout quicker and get it there because he's running out of time. On talent, huge on talent, gets the ball there at the exact level, okay? Exact timing, okay? On talent is to be able to adjust the speed of the ball and the trajectory to get it there. He should have thrown that earlier, guys. Okay? Could that come? I don't know. I don't. I see a mixed bit. I do see some touch throws which are positive, on his film. I see a lot of underthrows. I see a lot of sailed balls. I see him making decisions by throwing it away. Then you see the bad interceptions. You know, some of what he does, that last play is not working versus the pros, guys. And notice the score, guys, right? A lot of what you see positive, okay, a lot of what you see positive against lower level teams won't work against higher level teams. Now, we just finished Stanford. We finished 2 games so far, okay, North Carolina State. Let's go to the big boys. Let's go to Georgia next. Now, obviously, this is one step below NFL defenses, okay? Should it have been caught? Is he a little nervous? It's a big game for him. Look at a defender come from behind and make the tackle, and then watch it in other games. See how it's non-existent? That's when you know you're playing different defenses, guys. Now you got to go to the all 22, see if he's coming off throws and not making throws that could be made with anticipation. There's different levels, as I said, okay? Okay, it's a throwaway. Very nice throw, okay? Uh, Very nice touch throw. He's a mixed bag. He has a little bit of everything. That's a perfectly placed ball, guys. Now, one thing I'm going to bring up, this is early in the season, I believe. When he played Texas, he made a lot of really nice plays, guys. He also stands in the pocket and takes hits. Okay? Is the game too big for him? I don't think so. That's a huge plus that, you know, that I would bring up on the quarterback. And that's why I would raise him just slightly compared to normal quarterbacks picked late that should bust. Okay? I mean, he played injured in 25. That's why he fell a little bit. That's a reason why he might, last. He might make it. When quarterbacks draft for a reason, fall in the draft for a reason, you know, some of them make it, obviously. Now, does he up his game against higher competition? I mean, that throw is really nice. The Texas game had a lot of really nice throws. Here we go. Not on the same page? I don't think that was a throwaway. I don't think that was a throwaway. Did his receiver give up because he didn't think he had a chance? Then he goes back shoulder throw. It could have been, caught. It's a flag. Come on, come on. Obviously, the receivers are giving him help. That's a really nice catch. Continuation play, I'll give him that also. I'll be honest. I'm a Jet fan for 55 years, okay? I want a franchise quarterback. I don't want a game manager quarterback, guys. I want to say we have a quarterback like Marino for once. I mean, we had Pennington for a while. I know the game's changing and there's a lot of game manager type things going on. Everybody wants to draft a quarterback to fit their system. We talked about that already, guys. There's a lot of issues with that. There is, guys. You could go all day, okay? The athletic ability is okay. Now, a lot of reasons they missed the NFL on quarterbacks obviously is the talent of the quarterback, but you're looking at systems. teams might draft a quarterback to fit their system. Example, Bo Nix, the coach, the system, Bo Nix, they fit. But you bring them into New York in that weather, and a different type of system, it's not working. The next one is the team might draft a quarterback because they want to change the system. Okay, I don't know. You have to match them up with the right system. If you need to change the system, you don't have the players to play that system, which is a usual, an issue. The other thing is they'll draft it in a system that they don't have the players to play the system. There's numerous ways that quarterbacks fail. I'm not looking just to, I want a franchise quarterback when I evaluate a quarterbacks. That's why I come off very harsh on quarterbacks. Could you build a system and work on his faults? Yeah, probably, okay? But, when you roll out Taylor Green snow games, seeing him throw darts, obviously the kid needed development, could Klubnik do that? I don't know. I don't think so, you know? As I said, there's positives, negatives to all his game. He has two major positives. Stay in the pocket, take a hit, and he brings it up a notch against tougher competition. There you go, and then he sails it again. Okay? Is that correctable? I'm seeing arm talent touch throws. I'm not seeing huge arm talent, though. Okay? At least I see the touch throws. Okay? And then you see that. Definitely a mixed bag of goods, guys. Okay? Now that pick is a learning who you're playing against pick, guys. He really thought he could make that throw. The defender made a great play. Okay, let's not, he trusts his talent to make the throw. But the defender did make a great play. I'm not going to blame him on that. You want him to take his chances occasionally. I would have been completed in a great throw, right? If the defender was off by a few inches. Now look at the score on this one. Did it again. He gave his player a chance to make the play. He's under pressure. I mean, it was a contested catch ball. Should have been caught, but under pressure again. Kid's not scared. I'll give it to him. Then he underthrows the next one. I mean, there's 152 in the game. It's basically garbage time. You just sailed another window, right? Here we go against Virginia Tech. When I say I look at every play, okay, I literally mean it. I'm doing it this way because it's easy for me. I can't sit at a thing and cut tape, guys. I can't. I can't play with a computer. My health is a little bit bad when it comes to certain things. So I'm just showing you what I see. I look at everything in different formats, and I am not going to sit there and stop the plays consistently. This way, you get to see what I think when we're looking at quarterbacks. A little bit behind them again, guys. Okay, you have to look at timing, building timing with receivers. Did he just stay under pressure and take the hit and deliver it again? Okay, here we go. Okay, number two, a little bit of pocket maneuverability. We haven't seen that. We see him leaving the pocket, but he did step back. You know, I actually like Klubnik going into 24. And then 25 came and he fell because of reasons. Those tight windows are going to be tough in the pros, guys. Now, for some reason, I always have luck watching Virginia Tech games to see if I could find a quarterback. Okay, he throws the ball away. Come on, come on. There you go. Continuation. He just threw it up there, give his receiver a chance. Yeah, no, it's a good play. It's actually a very good play. It was a good decision. Okay. Now, this is what I'm saying about straight line runner. There's really not much. I mean, you can't tell on that one play, but he isn't making moves like Green is, obviously. Still slightly off on those throws, guys. Another 6 inches in front. But this will be, taken care of with time. And back shoulder throw incoming. Let's see. Second progression. I mean, could he have thrown it away? I mean, no reason there. Everybody's covered. Really didn't have a chance. I mean, he could have probably thrown it away, though. What stands out, okay, is he definitely is a tough kid and stays in there and try to take a hit. He'll take the hit to make the play. He has a lot of sailed balls, which probably could be fixed with footwork. Okay, matching him up with Gino, who had the same issues at a younger age, is actually not that bad. He threw that behind him again, guys. Okay, but it's not his fault because he had someone in front of him. That's okay. Okay, come on. Now, does he go straight to run? Does he look up when he's running? That's the thing that I'm looking for. Ooh, Should have been picked. Let's see that again. Should have been caught. Now, look at that footwork. Okay? Now, that's a positive thing, guys. Okay? Because there's something to improve on. That's why the NFL constantly misses on quarterbacks. They're shopping for the perfect footwork. Okay? I didn't like that footwork on that play. He swung that leg around way too quick, especially on a shorter pass. He had enough arm talent to make that throw without the extra. If this is corrected, he'll improve. Pooch punt. Okay, that was a drop. A little bit hard, but still a drop. Come on. Okay, he was hit. I'd love to know in the comments what you guys really think of the quarterback, guys. Could have been picked. He's trying it. That's mistiming with the player, right? That's supposed to be a back shoulder throw. This is later in the season, right? 5-4, it's 9 games. He was looking back shoulder. The receiver thought differently. You need to take a look at that one, guys. That could have been a touchdown. Let's have a short recap here. Arm strength is slightly plus. Arm talent is average at best. He's not huge NFL arm talent. He's not a huge NFL arm talent. Dual threat quarterback. He's not a high end dual threat quarterback, guys. Another drop. But the continuation play was there. Okay. There's some positives there, guys. He felt because of the injury. I get it. He's making a little bit of the timing throws. There's a lot of miscommunication on his film, like the play we just saw when the receiver went deep instead of back shoulder. There is quite a few of that. There is a handful of timing plays on film. The problem of sailing the football sometimes is an issue. That's another underthrown ball, guys. It's a touchdown, right? But the ball matching the play. I look at everything a little tougher than everybody else. It's a touchdown in your eyes. I'm looking at the proper throw to the play. Is it correctable with timing? You put him with Wilson and now Omar Cooper. You get him another receiver next year. Yeah, a lot of that with practice and timing gets better. I'm sure Cooper's going to say you should have led me more or something like that. Does this throw match the play? No, he could have led him a little more, right? But that's okay. It's a touchdown. You're not going to kill him for that. standing in the pocket and taking a hit is a big plus for me, guys. Okay, the way he came out against Texas, I didn't see a lot of fumbles on this thing. The way he came out against Texas and made some big plays against a big time team in an important game, that means a little bit, that means a lot to me also. You know, uh, could he grow into, we're not getting Burrow. I mean, that's for sure. We're not. He kept his eyes open under pressure again, and he delivered the throw to match on that particular play. As I said, he's a mixed bag of goods. I mean, drafted in the fourth round normally has a 3% success rate. In general, 6'2" and under quarterbacks without plus arm strength normally never works. Uh, could the footwork and the mechanics be fixed a little bit? Get rid of that sailing, him sailing the ball a little bit too much? Yeah, it could be. The heart's definitely there, guys. I mean, the heart's definitely there on the quarterback. I mean, which is a positive. They said that they liked the communication with the coaches when they met with them. That's another positive. As I said, next year's quarterback class, everybody overhypes every quarterback. Uh, I don't like Moore at all. I don't like the Sorsby kid at all. I think Levitt might grow. I think Menza might be a star. Manning obviously, could grow. Everybody overhypes quarterbacks, guys. The kid that went to Indiana, Hoover, if he comes out, might be something. He has the arm talent for sure. I always wanted a huge arm talent quarterback, but could Klubnik grow into a high-end game manager? You know what? The more I'm seeing it, even though I see certain missed things, you know, with proper coaching, maybe. I think they can. And we saw it with Sanchez. Could he be better than Sanchez? Yeah, I think so. Now, this is the seventh game, guys. You know, uh, I believe him and Cook need to have time invested into him. That's what Jet fans do wrong. There goes a back shoulder throw. Uh, that's what Jet fans do wrong, guys. Level of support, You couldn't judge Cook last year. Cook shouldn't have even played last year. He should have started, played this year coming up. The team around him when he played was horrendous. And you guys are already throwing away Cook. As a match, Klubnik and Cook are a great 1-2 developmental projects together because they have basically the same skill sets, guys. I think Cook might throw it a little bit better touch upfield. Uh, Athletically, they seem to be similar. Okay. They are similar. I mean, Cook runs a 4.6 also, I believe. And the arm strength's definitely similar. Because you guys don't watch the plays. You just go, beat up on the quarterbacks when you're watching them, Jet fans. But as developmental quarterbacks, getting at least your quarterback 2 and quarterback 3 for the next few years, this could be a plus for sure. Would it be great that he played this year and they started winning games and they could build a huge team around him and do the Sanchez championship game runs? Yeah, I could see that also, guys. But you need to watch the quarterback play. You know, uh, this is actually a positive pick. Definitely not the end of, I would have loved to see Green, Sawyer Robertson as developmental players instead because the upside athletically is huge. But the more I look, threw that behind him, huh? Uh, some of this could be fixed with coachability. What he misses. He's a gamer, though. I'll give him that. When they start showing you highlights after a bad play, they're trying to hype you to quarterback, by the way. I learned that with Wilson. They did that with Wilson consistently. Every time he made a bad play, they come back and show you his highlights. As I said, I watched the game, guys. Throwing it up for his guy to make a play. Could have been picked. This is another game, Louisville. We're not going to go through the whole thing, guys. After reviewing the film for Klubnik, I'm actually okay with him. I would have preferred certain quarterbacks in the draft as real franchise upside. Okay, but as a developmental quarterback who could grow into QB2 quite easily, be in the same room with Cook and have a QB2, QB3, saves a lot of money being a fourth round pick, guys. I'll be honest, that's about 5, 6, 7, 8 million a year for a quality backup quarterback if you could develop them. Building an offense around him, he doesn't have Williams's from Chicago skill set, but if the OC wants to study Johnson in Chicago and implement what they're doing, and this is the pick for him, that might be okay. Okay, guys? Good luck. We'll do a part 3 on him because there's a lot more games. We might as well watch every play he made. Take care, guys.